Welcome to our journey building the above ground pool. We're gathering materials and getting ready to do some leveling on the ground. This is a multi-part series, so follow along and learn some tips, tricks, and things to avoid. We prioritized the things that really can't be changed after we put the pool up. So the foundation and leveling, and sort of did the best we could based on research and watching some other videos. These are from Harbor Freight, and these were a great deal. I think these are the best deal going for foam mats of this thickness. We got 2 Trex poly boards, which won't rot and are softer than wood, I would think, to cut up into shoes for the legs. In a follow-up video, we'll break down the materials and costs.
So tonight, our goal is to draw the circle for the size of the pool. We're expecting there to be about 7 feet from the fence on both sides. So John's going to tie a string around that and then stretch it around. And he got some blue marking paint to do it with. How long is the string?
It's 11 feet. Which is half of 22, so it's the radius of the circle. This is 11 feet, and I have a handy little washer that I found to drop on here so that it is sprayable without having a walking thing.
Which was $36, so it's not worth it for the one use.
So this is me looking ridiculous spraying the ground, but I did actually come up with a better way to do this for the next circle. What's a little hint of what's coming later.
Woo! All right, here we have 24 little stakes. John's gonna tell me where to pound them in the circle. Okay, here we are. They're just basically indicators for leveling. And we had rain all day today. So we will be coming back. Hopefully the rain stops tomorrow.
Yeah, but the blue line stayed.
But at least we got this next step done, and we're gonna bring out the laser level tomorrow and make sure we have the ground flat. We have the laser level. The laser, John went around to all of those sticks and put black tape where the laser hits. The sun came back up. It rained last night, so all of the tape is now dirty. And over on that stick, the rain completely removed the tape. So anyway, we have a rake and a hoe, and we're gonna try and get this level. This is not how we're going to do it. We're going to recalculate. I don't know, we may get a tiller. I really think it's ridiculous for people to make it sound like an above ground pool is like open the box and put it up.
As a note, for anyone renting one of these things, they have the most ungainly weight distribution and pretty sharp little tines on the bottom of them. And this is the edging that we got to go around the outside, which seemed to make sense.
It's a big root. We have run the tiller and pulled up a ton of roots, and see these. Some of them are really long and go all the way across the whole pool area. So John had to take all of those things out. Anyway, we need to move a huge amount of the dirt from like that far side over to this side, because if you can see where the tape is on these levels, they're 2 or 3 inches that we need additional on this end, and we need to bring down that side. So I'm gonna take the stakes out now, and we are going to bring our mower with a 2x4 tied up onto the back and go in a circle trying to pull the dirt this way. There are all the stakes. This is the most uneven that it's been, but it is progress because it's loose.
Yeah, this seemed to make sense as a way to do this originally, and pretty soon I realized that there wasn't enough weight on this thing. I thought I could put pressure with the handle. So yeah, we're going to go back to the drawing board. Ultimately, what needs to happen is the 2x4 needs to be digging in deeper, and it really just isn't. It's sort of like a plow with the mower being used as the horse, but this didn't work. Hillary had the idea to drive around in a circle, but again, there just wasn't enough weight. So it was smoothing it in a good way, but without moving enough dirt to be effective. Ultimately, we ended up with a very OSHA non-compliant me stepping on the 2x4 while she pulled it in a circle. It moved plenty of dirt and got it to do what we needed, which was ultimately to transport dirt from the upper side to the lower side. As awkward as it looks, it actually ended up being very, very effective doing it this way. Here's me riding it. But hey, luxuries if it works, right?
Well, we got stopped in our tracks. I'm kind of happy that we're getting rain because it's going to help us see where we're level and where we're not. We started with the 2x4 being pulled directly behind the mower and then realized it was better like as a one attachment to the mower, one to the center point, and driving in a circle. You can see some areas here that we need to re-level, but we're going to return the tiller machine and then do the rest of this by hand when it dries up a little. We're returning the tiller. What was this tiller called? A Mantis HP?
Mantis XL.
And it was like $70 for the day. Totally worth the money. We would have spent days doing what that thing accomplished in 2 hours. And it came filled with gas. All right, so we had rain, crazy rain last night, pounded down this circle. So we have a few little low spots including right at the middle, which is okay because we don't mind if it has a slight dishing, as they call it. But we're going to try and level this completely today. Here comes our kitty, Catan. First, we have a foam pad, and then we have a round, like, felt pad. There's Richie. Both of our kitties are out here. So that will be our goal for today, and then if we really make progress, we might get the pool up, finally. I think we're almost level. We just have to pat down this side and make sure the circle is big enough, because you can see the blue ring, so we may not have pulled dirt out far enough, which means this isn't a high spot, it just isn't spread out far enough. So if we make the board longer, I can hopefully drive around and spread that to the actual perimeter. Okay, so here's where we've made it with the board. Obviously we need to pull some more of these twigs out, and then hopefully we move on to putting down the pad. We are here to reestablish the perimeter so that we make sure the level is all the way to the correct area. Took him 30 seconds last time, but he has a new contraption.
Every problem eventually decays down to using the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. Actually, this is gaffing tape, but I made a rig with one of the stakes and a piece of paracord to pull the nozzle and spray without me having to play hunchback the whole time. I think it worked pretty well.
That's good. So the high point, we do have it all the way out to where we need it, at the high point.
Yeah.
All right. This is what we're calling level.